Hi, welcome back to the lesson 4 in which we were learning about functions in C++. So, previously we have learned a lot about functions, its basic syntax, its working, arguments, return values, each and everything. We have practiced on some of the examples as well and demonstrated its working principle as well. Now we are going to learn a new concept that is called function overloading. So let's have a look. So in C++, two functions can have the same name if the number and or type of arguments passed is different. The return type may or may not be same, but arguments must be different. So what does it mean? For example, as demonstrated in our previous video, we can have multiple functions like prime. We were demonstrating about prime function. So prime function, we described it in 4 conditions. One prime function was about returning some value. One prime was not returning some value. One prime was receiving some arguments and another prime was not receiving any argument. So what is that? So in this kind of situation, the function overloading can be very useful. For example, if we have designed such kind of function which is performing the same situation, but one user types in arguments and another user does not type in arguments. So the arguments are different, but maybe they can have both the same names. So this is function overloading. So without just further talking, let's demonstrate function overloading in our compiler. Let's have a look. Alright, so we are in our compiler. So first condition for function overloading is that the arguments must be different. Now let's have a look at the function overloading. So void, let's say void test condition. One test condition is that we are receiving integer num and we will be printing this value within this function. So this is function cout and num is equals to num. Okay. What we can do is that cout enter the num is equals to integer num in cin num. Okay, let's call the function test and we will pass the argument as num. Okay, we have some syntax error. Sorry. Okay, enter the num 5. The 5 is printed. So it's okay. The test function is working correctly. What if someone is not actually passing the argument? So we will design another function with the same name, void test, but this time we are not receiving an argument. So in a situation when the user is not entering number, we must take input. So what will happen here is that this all code we will just copy paste here, so we do not have to write it there. Paste. Now we have two functions. One function is the function which is not receiving an argument, and another function is receiving an argument, and these two will work according to our argument. Let's say. Now, if I enter the number 5, what will happen? The number 5 function was called, but when I didn't enter anything, let's have a look. I will just print I will print the cout. Where is the cout? I will print here endel, so you will have a better idea of how does it look. Okay, so let's have a look. So function 1 1 and function 2 2. Okay, we are not printing the function something. Okay, so we were not printing the value, so we should print the value within the function. So 1 and 2. we are getting the two outputs. Now what's happening? One function was called with an argument and another function was called without an argument. So this is what you call the function overloading. You are overloading the function. So when you are trying to change the arguments of a function, that is called the overloading of a function. But there will be another concept maybe in future that is called overriding. So overriding is basically you are overriding the functionality of a function. Okay, so these functions are performing the same functions but with different arguments. So you can have different return types as well. So this was the basic demonstration and introduction regarding the concept of function overloading. So in simple terms, function overloading is the phenomena in which we can have the same name function but with different arguments or with different return type values. But one condition is must, that arguments must be different. Okay, so it should not be like this that arguments are same and you are redefining the function again. So it will give you an error as well. For example, you have this function and you just redefine this function there again as well. So I hope you have got the basic idea of function overloading, and let's move on to another topic in the next video of this functions lesson. I will meet you guys there.